Today, I'm taking you to Westchester County to try a local Chinese restaurant known for Taiwanese, Shanghai, and American Chinese food. We're visiting Mr. Chen in Mamaroneck, New York. Hi, this is Arthur from the Minute Review Show. If you have a minute, I have an opinion. After a day of enjoying the nearby Playland Park, we drive to downtown Mamaroneck, full of shops and restaurants. We wanted some Chinese food, so we found Mr. Chen, located a short drive from the park. When we entered the restaurant, we found a modern and spacious dining room. I'm going to try several dishes today and find out if excellent Chinese food can be found far outside of New York City. As always, stick around until the end when I reveal the star of the show. Let's give it a go. Hi, this is Arthur from the Minute Review Show, and today I'm coming from a totally new place. I'm in Westchester County in Mamaroneck, New York. We're at a place that is pretty close to a place that I visited today, which is Playland or Playland Park. That's what it's called now. And we went to get some great Chinese food, and I did some research and I found a place called Mr. Chen. The reason why I came here is because it seemed to serve the most authentic type of Chinese food. So yeah, it's a whole slew of different styles of Chinese. So we're going to take a look at the menu today and see what things are like. We ordered the pork belly rice. Now, basically this is a rice plate with white rice and pork belly. So let's take a look at this dish. There's many components to this dish. It actually seems very Taiwanese. Here's a giant piece of pork belly and a whole bunch of smaller pieces of pork belly in the middle that's chopped into small pieces. We have some of the oshinko, which is the Japanese type pickle. And we also have some, I'm not sure what this is. This is pretty interesting. Not sure what that is. We have some preserved vegetables and also a tea egg. So this seems to be a very much like a Taiwanese type dish, and it comes in a relatively small bowl. I would say about 6 inches in diameter. It's only about $13, so yeah. However, it seems to be pretty filling. There's enough food here to fill you up. Okay, the next dish I'm going to try is the pork belly over rice. Now this is a one bowl dish. You can see that it's about 2.5 inches deep, filled with rice. You have your egg, your pork, and your preserved vegetables, and your pickle. So I'm gonna break it down by component and see what it's like. Now let's try some of this pork that's been chopped up in small bits. Okay, it has that very Taiwanese flavor, which is that braising stock that you normally have with Taiwanese meats. It has that very earthy 5-spice flavor. It's concentrated and it's nice. Very good. Let's move on to the bigger piece of pork belly. This gigantic piece. So I'm just gonna bite off a snip of the side of it and see what it's like. Okay. The larger piece of pork belly doesn't have as concentrated a 5-spice flavor as the other pieces. It's not bad, but it's been braised and it's very tender. That's the important part. Now let's try some of the rice. Okay. The rice appears to be a shorter grain. In fact, I'm looking at some of these grains and it's interesting. Some of these grains of rice look like the Vietnamese broken rice. So I think using this gives it a bit of a different texture. It's not bad. Let's try some of this brown stuff. Wow, this is very Taiwanese. This brown stuff over here is pork floss. This is the first time I've ever seen pork floss put into this type of bowl. Finally, let's try some of the preserved vegetables. Okay, a nice sweet and sour flavor. Not bad, very traditional tasting. And this tea egg, I'll just take a little snip on the corner. Yeah, this tea egg is very nice. It's browned right to the middle. Has a very nice flavor. So this dish is super serviceable, very reminiscent of Taiwanese pork rice. So yeah, these have the taste of Taiwan right here. We ordered the beef noodle soup. Now this is another Taiwanese type of dish. In this particular bowl, it is quite big. From left to right, we have about 8 inches worth of soup noodles. We also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 big chunks of beef. And also we have the white noodles, the wheat noodles that are common in beef noodle soup. We also have the Shanghainese type greens. So there's quite a bit here. The soup, from what I can see, is nice and dark. It's nice and concentrated, which is usually what the broth should be like in this type of soup. So yeah, we're gonna give this a try and see how good and authentic this is. The next dish I'm going to try, I'm pretty excited about because everything about this beef noodle soup looks right. I especially love the fact that the beef stock is very dark brown. That just implies that the soup is going to be nice and rich. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to try the nice big piece of beef here. Now I can immediately tell that this, by the fat and the tendon that's on this, this is probably a brisket. So let's try it. It is wonderful. I'm saying that it's wonderful because it's been braised to the point where it's super soft, done to the right doneness. Absolutely nice, and the flavor is there. The saltiness is perfect. You taste all the spices that were used to make that stock. In fact, I'm going to try the stock right now. Okay, this is interesting. Even though the stock is very dark, it's not super concentrated. It's actually a lighter beef stock, but the flavor is there. And next we'll have the noodles. Let's try these nice wheat noodles. Now these noodles, I wouldn't say are the very best because they actually taste more like Italian linguine. So yeah, the noodles, not as good as I hoped it would be. But they are starch and they go well with that beef stock. I have to keep saying that the beef itself, the braised beef, is wonderful. Really like that. So last we'll try the vegetables. Perfect vegetable to go with that. What I can say is that that bowl of beef noodle soup is nice and big. The best thing about it is the beef. The thing that wasn't that great about it were the noodles. So yeah, I mean, if you take a 10 and a 1, you get something in the middle. But yeah, this is serviceable. And what makes it a little more than okay is that they give you plenty of food. We ordered the shengjianbao, or the pork pan-fried buns. Now this looks like a very fine example. There's actually 4 in this order. We actually ate 2 of them, and let's take a closer look. We have a sauce, we have some scallions, we have some black sesame, and some regular white sesame. And let's flip this over. Yes, nice and brown, nice and crispy on the bottom. Okay, so let's poke this open and see what we have on the inside. Okay, on the inside we have the meat, and the meat, what it appears is that the liquid has been absorbed into the bun. So this is the fluffy type of bun, not the thin type of skin that some shengjianbaos have. Okay, I'm going to try the shengjianbao, which is the pork pan-fried bun. And I want to try this because this is traditionally an appetizer. So let's give this a try. Here it goes. It's pretty big, about 2 1/3 inches. Nice and big. I taste the nice nuttiness of the sesame seeds. And I could really taste that the bun has soaked up a lot of the juice from the pork. Now the pork, I need to show you, is a nice firm meatball, as you can see. And I can see some soy sauce that was added into this bun. So it's more soy sauce forward as a shengjianbao. It's not bad. The one thing that seems to be missing is that normally there would be a lot more juice in a shengjianbao, but sometimes restaurants make it this way, where they would have a fluffier bun, which absorbs some of that liquid. So the flavor is spot on. This is a pretty good example of a shengjianbao, nice and legit. And finally, see the crisp on the bottom? Crisp is there. Just a quick reminder to stay till the end of the video when I'll review the star of the show. You don't want to miss it. The next dish that we have is the dandan noodle. The dandan noodle can come plain or it can come with some pork, which is a few dollars extra. So this is interesting. They give us some tasiu, some roast pork, and also the minced pork. And this is what it looks like. And I'm kind of curious as to whether there is a sauce that comes with this. I'm looking around the table and there actually there is some sauce that comes with it. I apologize. This is the sauce that comes with. It's a nice red spicy chili oil. Okay, we're about to pour in the chili oil, and yeah, we're just gonna scrape in all that nice chili flakes, and we're gonna mix it into that dandan noodle. This dish is apparently going to be very spicy with all that hot chili oil. I'm gonna give it a good mix and give it a try. The next dish I'm going to try is the dandan noodle, and this is what it looks like. I'm looking at the noodle and it actually resembles the beef noodle that I just had. What we just did was that we just mixed the noodles into the chili sauce and with the pork, so let's try this. Okay. The noodles, once again, do not taste like those wheat noodles, the white wheat noodles that you get in most Chinese restaurants. Yeah, the noodles could be better, but that red chili oil that I put onto these noodles lifts it up. So I think the chili sauce, the chili oil, really elevates these noodles. It needs elevating, and that chili oil definitely elevates these noodles. Oh, the pork has been run through that oil, so it's also nice and crispy. So yeah, you need the pork and the chili oil to really work together to make this a good dish. One final thing, the plate of noodles, I think is only $9, but they give you a lot for $9. We ordered the string beans with pork. Now we could order this dish with only string beans, but we wanted to add a few dollars and add the pork onto this dish. As you can tell, these string beans are nice and wrinkled, which means that they've been deep fried, flash fried. We have some garlic over here, and then we have some minced pork here. Now I'm smelling the aroma that's coming off the plate, and it's quite aromatic. And I'm thinking this might be a little salty, but yeah, we're gonna give this a try. It actually looks really good. And one final item is that it looks like a pretty good portion, about 7 inches in diameter. The next dish I'm going to try is the string beans with the minced pork. This is what it looks like. You can see that this has been deep fried because of all the bubbling on the skin of this string bean. So let's try this. You know how when oil has been heated up to a very high temperature? Well, this is exactly what it tastes like. It comes right off the skin. It has that nice savory flavor. Perfectly salted, and despite the deep frying, it's nice and crunchy, very fresh. Let's try some of this pork. Okay, I like the fact that they ran that through the oil, the pork, and it's also just as crispy. So I'm surprised about that, very nice. And finally, let's try the garlic. Yeah, that garlic brings it all together. It's very nice. So all three of those ingredients work in harmony. Very beautiful. I really love this dish. Every time we go out, we love ordering string beans. The way that Mr. Chen's make it is fine. Very nice, very fresh, and salted right. We also ordered the fried calamari. Now this fried calamari dish is actually pretty big. It's a reasonable size. I think this is about $20. It's a bunch of squid body, It appears that there is, yeah, there looks like there's some tentacles included. There's some lettuce on the bottom, some garlic. I see a lot of dried garlic around here, and it's a nice golden brown deep fry. There's also some diced up bell peppers. So this particular dish, just by looking at the color, it looks pretty good. And I could also smell the strong scent of garlic wafting off of this plate. The next dish I'm going to try is the salt and pepper squid. Now, there was a lot of that squid in that dish. Let's give this a try. Okay, very crispy. My first impression. The squid, surprisingly, doesn't taste rubbery or snappy. Somehow, they were able to get some of that moisture down from that squid. It actually has a drier chew, which is different from most squid that I've had. However, the fact that some of that moisture has been drawn out of the squid makes the squid has a high seafood flavor. It has, I wouldn't say fishy flavor, but definitely distinctly a seafoody flavor. So because of that difference and because of that flavor, I actually like it. It's different and it's fresh. That's the most important thing. But that heightened seafoody flavor makes this a winner. I like this. I really like this. And now's the time for your favorite part of the show. Ta-da! The star of the show. And today, the star of the show is a very simple dish. I chose this dish because even though it's simple, they did it in the right way. And all three of the components worked well together. And what is the star of the show, you say? Well, it's the string beans with the minced pork and garlic. Those three ingredients were harmonized in the most perfect way. The flavor was nice and aromatic, nice and savory, and it was run through that oil. And not only that, the string beans were nice and crunchy, indicating a high degree of freshness. So this is really my favorite dish that I had today. And if you come to Mr. Chen's, you definitely should get this dish. Okay, the meal is over. And what a meal it was. There was so much food on the table. And this is also the first time I've ever been to Mamaroneck, New York. Mamaroneck is in Westchester County, and it's reachable by Metro North. We didn't come here by Metro North, we drove. And the reason why we were here is because we were visiting Playland Park, which is called Rye Playland, also known as Rye Playland. So what I had today was a good representation of many types of Chinese food. And what you can find in the menu is also a whole array of American Chinese foods. So no matter what type of Chinese food you want, you can probably find it here. The only thing that I found that was missing was probably Sichuanese types of food and Northeast Chinese type of food. But they have a lot of good dishes here. There's more than enough stuff here to satisfy your palate. Also, one thing that I can say about this restaurant is that it's reasonably big. It's a comfortable atmosphere. It's nice and bright. We came at a time when it's not so busy. It was great, not rushed. It had a very nice, relaxing atmosphere. So if you happen to be in Westchester County, near Mamaroneck, or anywhere towards the coast, this is a good place for some genuine Chinese food. So definitely come and check it out. And yeah, you can't lose. Thanks for watching the Minute Review Show. I'm very happy to say that I've gone past over 4,000 subscribers. So if you're watching this, you have my thanks. If you would like to support this channel, you can get a membership for my channel. It's all you have to do is press the join button on my homepage, and you can join for as little as $3 a month. And also, if you have anything that you would like to send over to me, go to my homepage and click onto the email. My email is minutereviewshow@outlook.com. And also share, like, and subscribe this channel with your friends. This channel is mainly based in New York City, but if you have any friends who are coming to visit, please use my channel as a resource for your friends. Thank you very much, and I will see you again in my next video. The final check is $93.97 before tip.